Yo, what's up everyone? HotS here. Welcome back to my channel. It's 2025, so happy new year to everyone. And you know what? Blizzard has dropped PTR patch notes last night. Not only are we only 1 week into the new year, but Blizzard has already cooked something up for us. So yesterday, last night, 6th of January, is when the PTR notes dropped. Keep in mind, PTR server means it's not on live yet. It's like testing phase, right? If you have it installed. We do have general update, balance, and bug fixes. So just like the last patch that we had in December, I think 6th of December or something, basically 1 month ago. I think the PTR for that dropped maybe mid-November, something like that. Once again, they will update the home screen and the startup music, and once again they add another Brawl mode. So last patch we got the Snow Brawl. This time we will get, let me try to find it, this one here, Lunar Rocket Racing. And honestly, I had no recollection of what it looks like, and I googled real quick and I found an old video here from McIntyre where he was playing the Brawl, and I think you're driving around, you speed up, and you do a few laps, and yeah, there's like little bombs on the way, I think, that stun you. But once the Brawl is live, we will check that out, just like we did with the Snow Brawl. We played a few custom games one of the evenings, and had a bit of fun with it, and pretty sure we will do it with this one as well. But let's talk about the balance changes that we get. We start with Auriel. Actually, let me make this a little bit bigger. Should be easier to read then. There we go. So, Searing Light, that's the level 1 talent, the most picked at the moment, I would say. Now it only deals damage to heroes instead of minions, which, or PvE in general, right? Which is, I'd say it's quite significant nerf to the talent, because Auriel uses her heal a lot, because it's low cooldown. And if you use it on your front line, you usually hit minions as well. You hit mercenaries, you hit opponents' buildings. So yeah, that's definitely noticeable. Not exactly sure why they did it, but yeah. Maybe they felt it was overperforming. Energized Cord now increases the attack range, basic attack range, by 1.1. I think that's a very significant buff to the talent that is already being the standard on level 7. So I guess they take a little bit, they give a little bit. Level 16, Reservoir of Hope. That's the stacking. Like when you have full energy, use your W, you get a stack. And then you can rinse and repeat. They reduced the quest bonus. 75 to 55, so it's a nerf to the talent. I would say it's kind of the standard 16 pick these days. Maybe that will change. I'm not exactly sure. I don't play enough Auriel. They do buff Wrath of the Heaven, that's the spell power 16, which in fact actually has an armor reduction component to it. I wasn't even aware of it, but the armor reduction component gets increased to minus 20 and the spell power to plus 15 instead of 10. So yeah, they're mixing up the talents a little bit, nerfing some, buffing some. We don't see that much Auriel, though I would say recently we see her a little bit more in higher MMR lobbies. So maybe it will shake up the builds a bit. I'm not sure. Next one, Chromie. They are buffing the level 1 talent, the active, the one that gives you vision and increases your spell power. Now the spell power increase is to 15. And actually, in my opinion, the most important part about this talent is the extra utility you get from the vision, and that your traps arm quicker, which is very underrated. And yeah, now you get a little bit more spell power even. I think it's the least picked level 1, like people go Q or W build, including myself. So I think for competitive though, this is actually the best talent. So I think it's okay that they buff it a little bit if people don't really take it. They do nerf the level 7 W talent. I mean level 5, but you get what I'm saying. The slow gets nerfed from 60 to 40. That's quite noticeable, actually. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess W build is maybe overperforming, and they do nerf it. Not the damage, but the slow on 7. Level 20, that's the slowing sands upgrade. The sands, or the lingering sands, do not consume energy. I assume mana is what they wanted to say. And it has an increased cast range by 50%, which in my opinion is very, very significant. If you play Chromie, and it doesn't matter if you go Sans or Loop, both ultimates actually have a pretty low range. So now, if you ever go Sans and you go the upgrade, 50% more range on the cast is very significant for Chromie. So it will definitely make the talent much better. The thing is, Chromie level 20 talents are very powerful. You have double loop, you have piercing Q, you even have the active, the Bronx, whatever it's called. And I guess the 20 sands was too weak in comparison, so now try to buff it a little bit. I think it's good. In my opinion, level 20 talents should be very strong. Next up, Johanna. And this is, I've seen this last night already, right? This is quite significant to Johanna. So first of all, they increased the mana cost baseline on her E, which is the blind, from 45 to 55. That's quite a lot because you use your E a lot. I mean, Johanna is blinding a lot of people. And you go for double blind, right? So you have it even more often. So they buff the quest talent, or the how's it called? Gambit talent, I think. From 20 to 25%. And they nerf the level 1 E talent, the damage of it, from 75 to 70. I think often if you see Johanna get played, like, I mean, first of all, it's the standard build to go E 1 and then 16 as well, and Blessed Hammers on 13. And Johanna actually deals a lot of damage throughout the game. I think most of it is not too impactful, but sometimes it definitely will add up to quite a bit. And we will see it down here. They are nerfing all those components a little bit. Level 7 Steed Charge. No one really takes it. It gets, I mean, the duration gets increased to 4 seconds. I don't really know what they should do to this talent to make it viable. Maybe now it is. I don't think so. I'm not sure. Not a very big fan of the talent. Blessed Hammers reduced, damage reduced to 65. I think you don't only take Blessed Hammers for the damage. It's actually a decent utility tool in terms of like dismounting people that are around you, or spell checking, or getting vision in bushes or areas that you wouldn't reach otherwise. Because the first spin is very far around your hero. So yeah, they are nerfing it damage-wise. It does compete with Roar. That's the Q damage. So I don't know, maybe Johanna players will take a different 13. But it synergizes very well with your build, so I'm not sure. Speaking of the build, level 16E, cooldown reduction reduced from 1.5 to 1 second per enemy blinded, I think it is. I mean, that talent is super, super strong as well within Johanna, and it synergizes so well with what you do. So, baseline nerf, and then they nerf basically the build you're going for along the way on level 1, on level 13, and on level 16. That is quite significant. Maybe Johanna was the strongest hero in the Nexus. Level 16, Shrinking Vacuum. That's the... when you condemn people in, they got slowed and did less damage, basically like Shrink Ray. They buffed that talent. 30% slow, 30% the other way around, damage reduction and slow. And the duration gets increased as well. So quite significant buff to the talent. Maybe it is competitive now. Maybe we will see it actually. I think it's good into like melee assassin drafts. But I don't know. The 16E is very, very powerful, and I would assume you still go for it. But we will see. This might shake up Johanna builds. Tracer. Next in line. Is that a health pack? Regen globes increased. I mean, the healing from regen globes increased from 10 to 15. And pulse generator gets a very significant nerf in the healing department. So from 18% to 12. It's the talent where if you put your bomb onto someone, you heal and you get another Q charge. So you obviously still get the Q charge, which is very, very valuable, but you do heal less. And Tracer is a very squishy hero by nature, right? So any nerfs to the survivability will definitely have impact on the hero. Speaking of survivability, because level 13 also gets a nerf, the jumper talent. Cooldown refresh reduced from 150 to 100, and the shield value gets reduced from 6.5 to 6%. So I think this is will be very noticeable for the Tracer players. And they are not nerfing Genji. And you know there's this yin-yang between Tracer and Genji. They are keeping each other in check. So I don't know. I think, I mean, I personally love to see some Tracer nerfs. I will not complain, but yeah, I think this is quite, yeah. I didn't expect it, honestly. I did not expect it. But I accept. Suljin. I don't know what I should expect about Suljin, but we are getting changes here as well. Just like Aurel, kind of out of the blue, in my opinion at least. So baseline, the trait gets basic attack damage increased, quite significant, and but in return they lower the quest completion, like the stacks you get, so from 1 to 0.25. The way I understand it is that it's mostly a nerf to the, like in ARAM, Suljin is very, very strong because you permanently have 5 heroes in front of you, so you can permanently stack. And so you get like insane amount of stacks. And I mean, sometimes in Storm League people give you insane amount of stacks as well, because they disrespect the fact that you are stacking for free on them. But yeah, that is nerfed. But you do have more baseline damage. So, I mean, I don't really play Suljin much. We've seen it. There's a few OTPs at the moment on high MMR in Storm League as well. Like 3, maybe 4 people that are playing a lot of Suljin. And I wonder if they will change their build. So not only does the trait get changed, but they also do some talent changes. Recklessness, basic attack damage bonus reduced from 15 to 10. Guillotine, that's the 2 ults, Guillotine and Tazdingo. They both get a buff and a nerf. So Guillotine, 30-second cooldown is very, very low actually. And mana cost 60. I think the mana cost is irrelevant. But yeah, 30-second cooldown is very, very low. It is picked very little. Guillotine is not very viable, in my opinion. And Tazdingo, on the other hand, is very viable for a hero like Suljin. They do increase the cooldown to 100 seconds. That will be very noticeable. And the mana cost is irrelevant again. I mean, from 75 to 80. I think it's almost gonna be never the case that I mean, sometimes you will miss those 5 mana and you cannot press Tazdingo and you're done with your life. But more often you will actually miss the 10 seconds that they took from that ultimate. So yeah, that's I think that's quite significant as well for the Tazdingo on Suljin. Let the killing begin. Kill window reduced from 1.5 seconds to 0.5 seconds. And they did the same to Buzzsaw. Kill window reduced from 1.5 to 0.5. So they're trying to neaten the timing, or to narrow down the timing a lot more from when you still get the bonus effect from those talents. I think on the level 20 it's not necessary. Guillotine is not very good anyways, and if someone skills the Guillotine upgrade, like let him have fun. Let him have the grace period of 1.5 seconds. That's my take on it. Honestly, I'm not 100% sure if this is... I think this is a Suljin... I don't know if it's a buff or a nerf, honestly. I'm a bit uncertain. I need to see it in action. I mean, probably a slight nerf, and definitely a nerf in ARAM. Maybe you go Q build now, and then it's better than before. Maybe you go Q build and it's better than before. Given that you have higher AA damage. But yeah, bug fixes. So, this is my saving grace. Experience globes can now pass through gates. Thank you. And this is only one of the annoyances with experience globes. There's still some others, like you mount up, the experience globe is flying towards you, but because you mount and you accelerate and you walk into a bush, it then starts to fizzle behind you. It doesn't really come all the way. You have to backtrack a bit. You know, these things, in my opinion, are really annoying in the rhythm of the game. Like, if you want to be efficient, you should take the experience. And you did, but it didn't magnetize quick enough. So you have to backtrack, which is awful in my opinion. And it was the same with the experience globes stuck behind the gate. You just couldn't get them, you know? You're clearly there, you cleared the wave right in front of the gate, but they're stuck behind it, flying against it. But yeah, now it works. So thank you for that. I'm actually happy about it. Very good quality of life change. Some issues with visual effects around routes, and some bug fix when slow is ramping up and you have like the relentless effect, cooldown, like the CC reduction effect. Yesterday we looked at the certain heroes, so Illidan level 20, Lunara level 13, Sonya level 10, and then there were probably a couple more, but yeah. We will see in the bug fix section there's a lot of bug fixes that are related to this. I think it's a rather minor thing, but it's good that they streamline it, right? Like, if it was bugged, it's good that they do it. Like, all these, they are basically catered to this one. There was an explanation by Spazzo, but my tiny brain didn't fully compute. So, yeah. Maybe someone can put it in the comments again. Speaking of Spazzo, I will keep an eye on his Reddit to see if he has a list of undocumented changes. Sometimes Blizzard cooks a little bit more than they actually put in the recipe. We have some store icons that I don't know, are squished, I think, and they will be fixed now. They will look tidy again. Storm, Earth, and Fire, Chen level 10. Fix an issue that caused Storm Earth to not contest capture points. I mean, they are heroic units when you split into them. So, yeah, I guess... I don't know for how long this was bugged, but they fixed it. And on the flip side, I've seen this many times. I've never seen the Chen one, because no one skills Storm, Earth, and Fire. People skill Keck, and then they steal the point anyways. With Cho'Gall, though. Fixed an issue that caused Cho'Gall to contest points while Cho is in stasis. And I think it happened because Cho and Gall are different heroes. So when you stun Cho, Gall can still shoot, right? And it was the same with the ley line. So when you ley lined them, the Gall was technically still there, not in stasis. At least I think that's how it was initially. And maybe it was even intended for a long time, but maybe they changed their design on it now. Maybe someone else looked at it and is like, nah, this makes no sense. In my opinion, it made no sense that if you leyline a Cho'Gall on the point, it was still contested. So I think this is a good fix. It doesn't happen very often, but if it does, I think it's very counterintuitive. So it's good that they did it. Dehaka, the strongest hero in the Nexus. Forget about Johanna. Johanna gets nerfed. She is out of here. Dehaka is already the strongest one. And where are the nerfs? Where are the nerfs, chat? It took them a while before they nerfed Blaze. And it looks like it's gonna take them a while before they nerf Dehaka. Because the only thing we get is a bug fix. with the store icon. Completely irrelevant. And, I mean, this is also irrelevant, but will now clamp the minimum cast range of... wait, what? Will now clamp the minimum cast range to the... Ah, it's the Z. Yeah, so what you can do, you can Z on your own position. It will cause the sound, but the cooldown will actually no... It will not go on cooldown, so you could Z again. Now that it has clamping, it will mean that you have to do it a certain distance, so it would go on cooldown. At least that's how I understand it. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Let's put it like that. ETC damage will be additive. So if you have spell power, it will be additive. I think that's just like any other abilities work. And I guess this one didn't work like that, so they fix it. File start, yeah, the store icon. Then we have the all these slow fixes. They are the same of the one at the beginning that we talked about. There was a bug with Arsenal Synergy apparently. To not grant cooldown reduction for the primary target hit by the face bomb. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah. Apparently it was bugged. Now it's fixed. It's not too many Phoenix players, but Dino probably appreciates it. We have Johanna. Oh yeah, this is the slow. Spirit ally was visible in the Fog of War. They fixed that, which is good. Store icon, we forget about it. Another slow change. Armored Assault, that's the level 16 Maiev. When you have armor, you do more physical damage. Apparently, it didn't apply to your W, I think. At least it didn't fully apply or something. Because it says full bonus, so I assume it was slightly bugged. The slow stuff. Ice Wall can now stop Diva self-destruct. She's not blowing up anymore in the Ice Wall, I guess. Thunder Strike is now additive damage. So again, if Muradin has spell power, it's additive. Worker Rush, Store Icon. Yeah, I think the rest... I believe there was nothing else that was important anymore. Let me scroll. Actually, this one. Sylvana's W stacks apparently sometimes didn't count the quest progress. So, yeah. That's fixed. I mean, the W stacks on Sylvanas are quite weak, and if it was bugged as well, you always should start to bug fix if something doesn't fully work, and then you look at it again, and then you buff it if it's not good enough. So yeah, bug fixing it. If we look back at Sylvanas, like 2024, I think is when we had all the bug fix changes, maybe even a bit at the end of 2023 or something. But Sylvanas was very buggy and very inconsistent with how her trade works in different scenarios. And they fixed all of that, which basically made her a bit weaker overall. And I guess this one fell through the cracks or something. I don't know. Zagara level 20, devouring more, gained more bonuses than intended from Pack Instinct. Pack Instinct is the level 20 Hydralisk. I guess it dealt more damage than it should have, but that's fixed as well now. Speaking of Zagara, no cockroach nerf. The level 16 Zagara percentage damage, still the same. They did nerf the Hanzo 16 and the Vala 16, the Giant Slayers. Zagara has been left untouched so far. And yeah, we will see if eventually they will look at it. And that's the patch notes. So who's the winner? The biggest winner, in my opinion, is Dahaka, because he didn't get nerfed. Outside of that, we have some kind of rebalancing on Auriel, like some nerfs and buff. Chromie, some nerfs and buffs. Johanna, I mean, straight up nerf. Tracer, straight up nerf. Because this one, I think this one is irrelevant compared to these two, so I think it's just a nerf. And then the Suljin, yeah, let me know in the comments actually if one of you did the math on it. What are the breakdown points in terms of stacks compared to before? And yeah, let me know in general on Suljin gameplay. The Suljin enjoyers, are you very disappointed And then actually, if you are a Suljin enjoyer, let me know if it's ARAM or ranked. Because I think it makes a very big difference. And I believe in ARAM, it's straight up a nerf for him. The way they've done it. Yeah. What do we think, chat? What do I think? I'm actually double thumbs up again. We gave double thumbs up the last few patches, not only because Blizzard has increased the pace between each patch, like we're getting more patches again, balanced patches that is, but they're also doing some small, neat things, you know, getting the Brawl, or Brawls will rotate even, they say. So I think that's cool. I think that's good. Like, put them in custom games. I think there's nothing wrong with it. If people want to play them, go ahead. Like, it's old content. There's surely, like, some of the player base that don't remember them or maybe never played them back in the day. I think just put them in. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Keep ARAM as it is, because people love playing ARAM, but yeah, put the Brawls into custom games. I think that's pretty cool. I like that. I think that's a good idea. And as I said, once we have the Lunar rocket ride race, we will probably play one evening and check it out a bit. I will also link a video of the snow brawl in the description below or in the pinned comment, in case you haven't seen it. But yeah, that's the note. 6th of January. It's PTR patch notes, so obviously there will be some changes to this, most likely. Maybe slight number changes. Maybe they will add a few things. Usually they add a few more bug fixes along the way. Sometimes things break, or actually almost always things break when they change stuff. So hopefully there's at least a couple of people testing it and giving them some feedback. Otherwise, once it goes to live, they need to do some hot fixing. But yeah, I really appreciate that they give us another balance patch that early in January 2025. So yeah, chat, thanks for watching, everyone, and I will see you in the Nexus again.